Hello, and good evening. Oh, my mic is very forward. Let's just go like that. Hello. Are you there? Welcome to Pyjama Party Live, Episode 9, special event, The Ninth Circle of Hell. Tonight's episode is inspired by Dante's Inferno. If you don't know, that's piece of poetry, a very old piece of poetry, as part of the Divine Comedy, in which a character descends down to the 9 circles of hell. And the 9th circle is the worst of the worst. Those people who betray those who are closest to them. You know, Judas, Brutus, Cain, who murdered his brother, and perhaps, according to my secret inbox, a few of you guys. So welcome to this week's episode. I keep saying this week as if we don't have episodes twice a week, but welcome to episode 9. Siobhan is here. Hello, Siobhan. Welcome. Jack's here. Siobhan, yes, hashtag first. You were the first one today, so congratulations. As you guys can see, I made a nice fiery set today just to get into the mood. I've got my red dress on, little red lace dress, well, pajama, and I'm ready for some fun. Who else is there? Let's let the people roll in, because I have a game when a few more people arrive. So if you are here and you're listening, tell me, what's the last thing you ate? Did you eat dinner today, and what did you eat? Today I ordered some Uber Eats. Hi Cynthia, welcome to Pyjama Party. And I got Thai Express. I got a pad Thai, and I put chicken, beef, and shrimps in it, and I didn't finish it, but I got this amazing can of coconut water because it's gonna be hot in here. I think I need something to keep me cool. What did you guys eat? Let me know in the comments, and let me know if you're here, because then we can get our game going. You guys, I'm terrible at opening cans. Like, every time I open a can, it kind of starts going awry. So pray for me. Yeah, this one did not open. It did not fully open. I suck at opening cans. Oh, man. Randy's here, and he ate some nachos. Welcome to Pyjama Party, Randy. Nachos are pretty good. I think that counts as an appetizer, but if you really want it to be dinner, I guess it can be. Oh, that's refreshing, you guys. Woo! That is great. So, woo! Randy says also the animation is fire. Yes, it is. Thank you. I did that myself, you guys. Literally. Blaze is here. Hello, Blaze. All right, so we have a few guests here, and I spy a few more that are being quiet. I can't see your names, but I can see your numbers. So let's get started. I wanted to warm up, and we're gonna play a little game to get warmed up. Okay, you guys. Let me switch the screen so you can see what I'm talking about. Okay, let's see if we can get this going here. All right. Yeah. Flames. I'm sorry, you guys. My mouse is like crazy today. So we're going to play a little game that is going to be a never have I ever. Now, I don't want to expose anybody. You know, I like to keep things mostly anonymous. Hold on, let me just adjust here because I can't see your comments. I gotta... Kelsey's here. Hi, Kelsey. Hi, Kevin. All right, now that I've got that set up, let's get back to our game. Okay. Welcome, you guys. All right, so we're gonna play Never Have I Ever, but I don't want to expose anybody. So this is how I made it. I wrote 10 Never Have I Evers. You presumably have 10 fingers or around that many fingers. So we're going to go through all of the never have I ever questions, each time you've done something, you can put a finger down. And then at the end, you tell me how many fingers you have left. Okay, so it says never have I ever, but you have to put a finger down if you did it. Okay, I'm going to do my own because I haven't actually played it yet. I just made it up, which, you know, you would think I would know if I had done this stuff, but sometimes you got to think about it. All right, let's get started. Here we go. Yeah, check the animation. You guys can still hear me, right? You should still be able to hear me. All right. Never have I ever. First one. Never have I ever lied on my resume. If you've lied on your resume, that means leaving something off or putting something that shouldn't have been on there. Then that's a strike, okay? So lying on your resume, that's number one. Number two, cheating on your partner. Now, every relationship has different rules and regulations. So within your relationship agreement, have you ever broken that agreement and cheated on your partner? You don't have to tell me. You just got to put a finger down and let me know in the tally after, okay? Number three, flirted with someone when I knew they were taken. So you knew this person wasn't available, but you just had to anyway. Did you flirt with somebody when you knew they were taken? That's a finger. Number four, told one of my best friend's secrets. Now, I'm not talking about like a little crush or something. I'm talking about a deep, dark secret that you knew better than to let that see the light of day, but you couldn't resist. Have you ever heard the words, please don't tell anybody, and then you told somebody? If you have, that's a point. Taken off, okay? So just reminder, people that are coming in, we're playing Never Have I Ever. You start off with 10 points. You remove one for each one of these things that you've done. And at the end, we're going to let each other know how many points are left. Okay. Number five, gone through a partner's phone to see who they were texting. Okay? So you picked up your partner's phone, whether you knew the passcode or not, I don't care. But you were going through their phone to see who they were texting because you were suspicious. Or maybe it's just your habit. I don't know. But if you've done that, that's a point. So review before we move on to the next slide. Lied on your resume. Cheated on my partner. Flirted with someone when I knew they were taken. Told one of my best friend's secrets. Gone through a partner's phone to see who they were texting. All right. Everybody caught up? You ready to move on to the next slide? Let me know. But I'm moving on anyway. Okie dokie. Sick and set. Never have I ever said I was going to go somewhere with no intention of going whatsoever. You know what I'm talking about when your friend's like, yeah, I've got a birthday party coming up. And you're like, wow, sounds great. I'll be there. And you knew you weren't going. That's what I'm not talking about, oh, let's get coffee sometime and you never show up. That's okay. That's a pass. I'm saying if you knew you weren't going when you confirmed you were going, that's a strike. Number 7, faked a bago. You know what I'm talking about. Did you do it? Any context, I don't care what your excuses are. Did you do it? That's a point, okay? The flames are lapping at Justin's feet already. Justin, are you feeling your temperature rise? Number 8, eating someone else's meal from the office / shared roommate fridge. I feel like this one is pretty self-explanatory. If you knew someone else's food was there, but you ate it knowing it wasn't yours, that's a strike. That's at your work. That's at home. I don't care. Number 9. Regifted something that was gifted to me. Someone gave you a bracelet, sweater, vase. You didn't like it. Instead of donating it to charity, you gave it to somebody else as a gift. That's a point. Last one. Number 10. Told someone I was in love with them and didn't mean it. So, whether you told someone they were in love, you were in love with them for whatever, I don't know what motivations you had. I can't judge. I wasn't there. I don't know if you were justified or not, but you didn't mean it. That's a strike. Okay? So remember, we start off with 10 points. According to everything that we've gone through, you can lose 1 point at a time. Now add up how many points you've lost and how many points you have left. All right. And now let me know in the comments, how many fingers do you have left? I counted myself, okay? And I have 6, okay? I know you're going to say, Anja, the things weren't weighted evenly. How can cheating on your partner be the same as eating someone's lunch out of the fridge? It's not my place to judge. It's not my place to judge. If you did it, you did it. It's a point. Okay, let's see. Let's get back to our ninth circle theme. Let's see what you guys are saying. Justin says he's going to hell. Okay, Justin says if they weren't texting who they weren't supposed to, I wouldn't have to go through it. But Justin, how would you even know that you should be suspicious? That's my question. You know, did the chicken come before the egg? Were you suspicious and then you checked it, or did they give you reason to be suspicious? Kevin's got 4 left. Justin has 2 left. It's getting hot. Jack has 3 fingers left. Siobhan has 7. Hold on. Wow. Where's the applause track? Let me get the applause. Good job, Siobhan. 7 fingers. Wow. Shoot. Kelsey has 2 points lost, 8 fingers left because it's actually impossible for me to lie or be dishonest. Kelsey, congratulations. Well done to you. You're not apparently, you're just going to be a supervisor. Randy's got 7 fingers left. Good job, Randy. Just to think Siobhan is lying. Ooh, Siobhan said, oh my God, maybe the elevator will go up for me after all. Maybe. There might still be hope for you. Siobhan insists she's not lying, guys. Okay? Don't pick on Siobhan anymore. Master Cam says somewhere between 2 and 8 fingers left. That's a wide range. And I feel like I was pretty clear. Like I feel like I outlined what each one meant. So I feel like that's a little vague. Justin has a story time. Yes, Kelsey has a great answer. But Kelsey, not all of them were sex and love related. I purposely made sure half of them had nothing to do with that, just to give everyone an equal chance to catch the flames. But apparently you're just like a really nice, considerate, lovable person. So congratulations to you, Kelsey. Ooh, Siobhan says awkward because an ex-manager's in this chat. One of my sins was lying on my resume. Guys, I thought about putting the one where you faked being sick to get out of work or school, but I thought that might be too much of a liability, so I didn't include that one. All right, Justin has a story for us. Okay, Justin says, so I was borrowing my ex's phone on the bus because mine had died. When I had the phone in my hand looking up something, a text came through from a friend. I opened it up to tell my boyfriend at the time, and it was a dick pic. Justin, you should have sent that into the secret inbox. But since we know, so Justin, what did you do next? What do you do when that happens? Do you confront him on the bus? Do you throw the phone? Do you pull the stop? Like, I'm confused. What do you do? Let me know. So, Jack. The Listen, 3 fingers. I'm just going to give you the benefit of the doubt. I don't know which ones, like I said. I don't know which ones you are claiming, and they're not weighted equally. So there's, on one hand, lying to somebody and telling them you're in love with them when you're not. And on the other hand, there's lying on a resume. I mean, depending on your sense of morality, these things may not be equal, but I'm not here to judge. I'll just give you the number. Let's just play. Kelsey says lying about being sick not to go to work would get me in the fire somehow. The flames are flickering, guys. They're flickering. Sharon says the phone is going out the window. Yeah, Justin, I need to... Jack says he started off real confident, and then those questions caught up with you, didn't they? Did you guys like that game? Should I do more games like that? Let me know, because I kind of had the idea, and I put it together for you guys. And I don't know, did you like it? Should we do more like that? Let me know, and if you like it, then I'll program another one. And it doesn't have to be Never Have I Ever. We can do all sorts of different kinds of games. But let me know if you enjoyed that. And we have a stacked show tonight. So I'm going to have to get started on some questions soon. Kelsey liked the games. Yes. Kevin says, loved it. We want more. Perfect. And Justin says, I was like, WTF is that? We had a huge talk about boundaries. Like, I never minded sharing pics as long as they weren't local. He ended up cheating at that guy too eventually. Justin, he actually gave you, that was a flag on the play, as we like to say at Pyjama Party. He gave you a clear sign that he was looking for other hot dogs. And it was a flag on the plate. It's a flag on the plate. I'm not blaming you because no one deserves being betrayed. But there was a flag on the play. Sharon is planning on buying an ostrich. We've had this conversation before. Jack loves games. Okay, you guys, I think I'm going to share or try to share this party, and then we're going to jump into some Ask Anja questions. You guys should also try to share this party so we can get some more guests in here, because we deserve it. Post. Dunzos. Okay. Yeah, and I think if you share it, you actually get a little badge. So even if you don't have a top fan badge, you can get badged up if you're on Facebook. If you're on YouTube, I don't really know. But I still love you. All right. Let's see. Let's get into these questions. All right. I have to go all the way back because we got quite a few tonight. We have a stacked show. I'm very, very excited. So if you are not familiar, this week's episode is inspired by Dante's Inferno, which is a piece of poetry. Oh, I'm sad you missed it too, Carla, but there'll be more. Not this week, or keep saying this week. Not today, but I will try to work on another game, and we'll have more games. Don't worry, you haven't missed any questions. We're just getting started, so it's going to be good. So this week's episode, as I was saying, is inspired by Dante's Inferno, which is a piece of poetry from Dante's Divine Comedy. I love literature. I'm a literature nerd. So the ninth circle of hell is the realm of hell, the final level where the worst of the worst in this universe reside. And that is those who betray people who are close to them. They betray their friends. They betray their family. So that's where you'll find Judas, who betrayed Jesus, and Cain, who murdered his brother. So those, and of course, Lucifer, who fell from heaven. So those people betray people who are close to them. And there's something, I'm not saying that, like beating people up is forgivable or anything like that, but there's something very, very, very much of a moral conundrum about betraying people that are close to you. So I invited you guys to share your stories of lies, betrayal, traitors, fake friends, and you did not disappoint. Ah, Kelsey loves it. Oh, see, it got another nerd in here. Great job, Kelsey. So let's get started. The first question today is actually going to be that question that I had as a promo question. So I already posted this, and some of you guys started giving your opinion on it on Facebook. But let's get into it. Oopsie. This one is from she, her pronouns. And she says, "Hey, Anja. My friend, let's call her Marie, and I both matched with the same guy on Tinder, summer 2016. Let's call him Louie. We both liked him, but I decided to step back and let her pursue him because I was busy with school. I always regretted it, but figured I wasn't missing much. Fast forward to 4 years later, they are still together and he's the greatest guy. I really regret not pursuing him myself. Last week, he messaged me to ask what I thought of surprise proposal ideas for Marie. I know she's down to marry him because she and I have talked about it, but I also know she's been cheating on him with a coworker for months. Do I swallow my own feelings again and help him plan the proposal, or do I expose Marie and try to get Louis to myself? Signed, the French Revolution." I actually like that name. You guys are killing it with these names. The French Revolution. Okay. I like the little Marie Louis thing. Cute. So first of all, Friends Revolution. If you like the guy, you should have at least gone on a date with him. Maybe you both kind of go on a date with him. Maybe it's a triple date. I don't know. To see kind of which ones of you have more chemistry. And your friend's been with him for 4 years, which is kind of concerning because have you been pining after him those 4 years? And is that the healthiest thing to have been doing? You could have been, using those 4 years to pursue your own relationship. I know you said you were in school. But that's the thing about regrets. If you always give it your all in the beginning, you don't have to have regrets. So now we're in this conundrum for you where he's going to propose, but you know that she's been cheating. Do you swallow your feelings? Okay. So I'm noticing a pattern here, my dear Friends Revolution, that you have gut instincts and you're not following them. And now you want to know if you can backpedal and undo 4 years, basically, but you can't. So I do think that maybe exposing Marie can be a thing, but just because you expose Marie doesn't mean you should try to get Louis to yourself. I think doing the right thing looks like stopping the proposal in a various different ways you can do that, but not necessarily trying to pursue a relationship with Louis. I think that's done. You've been around for 4 years and he hasn't been trying to date you. You're also aware that his partner is cheating and you're not doing anything about it. So I don't think he's going to trust you. I don't know if it's worth it to try to pursue him, but I do think the right thing to do here is maybe talk to your friend and be like, "Hey, are you serious about Louis? Because you should probably come clean about so-and-so." Okay, let's see what people say. Kelsey says, "Love that clever historical pun." Pajama Party viewers, the jammers are smart. I think I'm going to go with jammers, you guys. I feel like jammers suits. Like, what do you guys think? Do you feel like good about the name jammers? I feel good about jammers. Ooh, Siobhan wants to know if Friends Revolution set up her friend to cheat. Yeah, but you can't set up the friend to cheat for months. You could set up the friend to, make a mistake and get confused and, maybe have a questionable situation. But you can't set someone up to cheat for months. She knew what she was doing. Siobhan says, #sabotage. I don't know about that. I mean, it's pretty clever, but I don't think that's the case because you can't set someone up to cheat for literally months on end. Like, she knew what she was doing and she was enjoying herself. Randy says, this is like an episode of Insecure. Siobhan says, you lost your chance, lots of hot dog stands. I might put that on a t-shirt. I might put there's lots of hot dog stands on a t-shirt because I find I'm saying that every single episode. Kevin says, is Marie your BFF? If so, you may want to protect her. See, Kevin, that's a nice thought. And normally I would agree with that. But the fact that the Friends Revolution has been eyeing Marie's boyfriend for 4 years, regretting not pursuing him, makes me feel like they can't be that close of friends because, like, wouldn't you be happy for her? Carla says, I would suggest talk to your friend and suggest she be honest. I agree, Carla. That's great advice. I think Friends Revolution, your job here is to have a sit down with Marie and be like, hey, I know you've been messing around with so-and-so. Are you serious about Louis? If so, you might want to come clean and make up with him. French Rev should ditch Louis and date her friend instead. I mean, that's always an option. But also, we already know the friend kind of is sometimes the... Sam likes jammers. Okay. Carla likes jammers. Siobhan likes jammers. Okay. We like jammers. Welcome. Jammers. Love you guys. Justin says, yeah, definitely shouldn't break them up just to get with him, but out of respect to him. Exactly. Out of respect and kindness, I wouldn't want to stand by and watch someone make vows for all of eternity with someone that doesn't respect them at all. Like, I couldn't do it. I would be in the... Listen, Friends Revolution, if you have to wait until the wedding day, and they say, is there any reason that these two should not be joined in marriage for eternity? I object. You got to get up there. I object. That's your chance. Sharon says, yeah, but it's someone they would click with, but doesn't mean they have to do anything about it. And again, you can do that one time. How you going to set up someone to cheat for months on end? That make no sense. No, she knew what she was doing and she was enjoying it. She was there. Sam says, I agree with you. Motivation needs to be pure or you're just making a difficult and painful situation worse. Yes. Sam says, 4 years is too much. Like, bruh, move on. Other fish, my guy. Other fish. Exactly. Other hot dog stands. Siobhan says, at the end of the day, not your secret to tell. Ooh, but you're aware of it, It wasn't serious until the engagement situation came into it. Then someone's livelihood and financial situations and legal ramifications are at stake. And at that point, I say, time to reveal the truth. All right, let's move on to the next question because we got a lot of them. All right. Our next writer is a him. He says, my boyfriend proposed an open relationship. I asked him if anyone was off limits, and he said no. And that if I could get anyone interested, to go for it. He's really outgoing and has an easy time talking to guys. I've always been more shy, but I have noticed one of his exes is really nice to me. Should I try to hook up with his ex and take him down a few notches? Signed, Open Competition. All right. I like rules. I do like rules. And open competition, you've opened up conversation and you've asked if anyone's off limit and to go for it. I mean, this is a moment of, would you rather be vindicated or would you rather be in a relationship? Because, yes, technically, if you slept with the ex at this point, you're not breaking any rules of your relationship. However, the fact that you were writing this question into Pyjama Party on the 9th Circle of Hell episode means that there's something a little shady, a little messy about this situation. Maybe something that you maybe you might want to reconsider. If you do it, would you be vindicated? Would you feel like, yes, you accomplished something? Great. But is that more important to you than keeping your relationship not messy? Because your partner literally said, anybody, okay? There's like, what, 7.5 billion people on Earth? So like anybody can get it. Anybody. And the one person you have to choose is the ex. I would not recommend this, but let's see what the people say. Kelsey says, no, never. No sleeping with exes ever. Jack says that's just asking for drama. I agree. Sam says, oh, no. That's digging a hole. That'll leave you single. Exactly. You're going to go from open relationship to openly single in a second, Mr. Open Competition. Kevin says, agree with Kelsey. Rainey says, talk about needing to find another. It's the same hot dog stand. Recycle. Maggie's here. Hey, Maggie. Maggie says, don't open that can of worms. Justin says, are you doing it to hurt him because you know he's going to be easier to get hookups? I think that's what it sounds like, because our writer mentioned that the ex is more outgoing. Siobhan says, don't go back. No backpedaling. Cynthia says, not if the point is to take him down a notch. That's awful. I think that's what's going on here. So, open competition. Thank you for writing into Pyjama Party. I hope you continue to write in. You chose your episode well for Ninth Circle, because it does sound like you might want to sleep with the ex just to hurt your boyfriend. I don't recommend that. Okay, so my advice is find one of the 7.5 billion other people in the world if you are trying to do that. And if you are not really into an open relationship, you don't have to do that. You can also say to your partner, hey, dude, I know I agreed to an open relationship, but in hindsight, I don't really think I'm comfortable with it. It's leading me to think thoughts that I don't feel comfortable with, and I don't really think it's for me at this time. And if they break up with you, then you go do whatever you want. Carla says, it doesn't seem like a good relationship in the first place if there's that much passive-aggressive energy and vindictiveness. I hope that helps, open competition. The jammers have spoken, and it's a resounding no. Please do not do this. All right, jammers, let's keep going because we have quite a few questions today. Our next writer would rather not share their pronouns. Oh, Siobhan raises a good point. Open relationships should be safe for healthy relationships. Exactly. I feel like, and I'm no love and relationship expert as much as I, like to explore and listen and inquire. I feel like an open relationship should be an addition to your relationship. You should do it because you've gotten to a point where your relationship is full and stable and healthy, and it has been for a while, and you're looking to explore other things, not because you're not getting what you need, but because you are looking to add rather than replace. Okay. Places just do it. Just like Nike. All right, so let's see our next writer. They'd rather not use their pronouns. And they say, my boss always takes credit for my best work, and I haven't gotten a raise in years. But whenever a project is late or there are mistakes, he throws me under the bus. He's even gotten nominated for awards with my ideas. I want to take him down. How can I get the best of him without seeing it coming? Signed, the Ideas of March. Y'all are great. The Ideas of March. Okay. I actually like this one because some of the jammers like revenge. I'm sad that Benji's not here right now because Benji loves revenge. And I feel like, you know what? In a professional sense, I feel like you have to get rid of this dude. Like, you have to. Because your career is going to be stagnant. You haven't gotten a raise in years, and everything good that you're doing, he takes credit for, and then everything bad that happens that throws you under the bus. That means that your head is going to be the first on the chopping block if something goes wrong, and you won't have anything to show for it because any of your great contributions are not being credited to you. Kelsey says, I enjoy revenge and capitalism to set your boss on fire. I like this energy, Kelsey. However, our writer did ask, without him seeing, I mean, I guess you could sneak up behind him and set him on fire. I think that could work, but that's also a little bit violent. But you know what? Okay, I got an idea. For corporate revenge. So, you know when you're like collaborating on something and then eventually gets presented at a meeting, right? So this is my idea. Next time you and your boss are sort of collaborating on a project and going back and forth in emails or text message or whatever, preferably email. Email is better. Then when the project is finally being presented and it's being emailed off to whatever higher up has to approve it, accidentally hit reply all or whatever and send everybody the entire thread down to when you conceptualize the idea. That way they can see how much work you put into it, and then it got presented with your name not on it. So just accidentally CC everybody on all of the work you did the entire time, because not only will it show all the work you've done, it will also discredit your boss, and then you could go back and turn it into a humble brag and be like, I am so sorry. I didn't mean to send everybody that thread. That was the wrong email. My apologies. Or you don't have to apologize. Just be like, I didn't mean to send everybody that entire thread, but now you can see the work that we've been doing. And then hopefully your higher ups will see, this person has been doing all of this work along this entire time. So it now puts you in a position where you're at a higher status. Your boss has been discredited. But that's not it. You just gotta wait. You have to wait until the right, precise moment to strike. Now that you've cracked the foundation, you wait for the right moment to strike. And when your boss screws up, throw him under the bus. Throw him under. Or better yet, if you are tasked to work on something together, let him do most of the work and don't participate. And then do your own work. That day when he goes to present his like mediocre version because you didn't contribute, and the higher ups are like, what about that? You're going to be there in your professional outfit, freshly pressed, and you're going to answer all the questions. You're going to have all the points. You're going to have the slideshow ready. And that way you just snatch his job and his salary. I don't know. What do you guys think? Kevin says, I work in a bureaucracy, and one of my rules is to make my boss look good. When she gets credit for my work, she always comes to credit me, so I can't really offer advice in that one. That's an ideal situation. That's what it's supposed to be. Fortunately, not everybody works in healthy workplaces, especially not our writer, the Ideas of March. What do you guys think the Ideas of March should do since their boss is not giving them credit for their work? And while I wait for any last answers, I'm going to go queue up the next question. This is a good one. Okay. Our next writer. Oh, Siobhan is with Kelsey. All right. So all the jammers agree with Kelsey, okay? You know, Ideas of March, you could take my advice and try to do things the bureaucratic corporate way. Or you could just take Kelsey's advice. I'm not liable. I'm not a lawyer. That's not a legal recommendation. If you do that, I'm not saying to do that. But if you get arrested, the jammers, we got a bail fund going. There's no money in it, but we'll pull it together for you, okay? We'll pull it together. We'll put some money on your books. Siobhan says, honestly, take a long leave. Let's see how they cope. I like that. Just Go on a long vacation and see what happens. They'll probably fall to pieces. So our next writer is she, her. She writes, I'm still in love with my ex-wife. She's dating one of my friends, though. Publicly, I support them, and I'm dating someone too. I started telling my friend all of my wife's bad habits in the hopes that it'll spook her and they'll break up. I know it's wrong, but I just can't be genuinely happy for them. Signed, Guilty AF. Okay, guys. Guilty AF. Why? Are you dating someone because you're trying to move on? I mean, you are divorced for a reason, presumably. But that being said, you're divorced for a reason. You also got married for a reason. Now you're dating other people, which is good. That's cool. Sometimes that's what you need to do. But where you got me twisted and turned around is when you started telling your friend your wife's bad habits in the hopes it would spook. Why do you think it's going to spook her? It didn't spook you, did it? And why are you trying to spook her? Let the relationship play its course. You don't need to disrupt a relationship or sabotage a relationship because you think you should be in a relationship with that person. If you are meant to be in a relationship with that person, date other people. Let it play its course. And then if you're supposed to, you'll end up back together. If you are so sure that you belong back together, break up with whoever you're dating right now and confess your feelings to your ex-wife. If you feel that strongly about it, there's no reason to go around the bush when you could just be like, hey, I still love you. Can we talk? Let's see what the jammers say, though. Oh, Randy has a comment about last time. Good idea, Randy. That's a very mature response. All right, back to our guilty AF. Siobhan says you and your friend should have had this discussion prior to them dating your ex-wife. I mean, yes, but it seems like discussions were had and guilty AF decided to publicly support them. So guilty AF, what you've done here almost is like you've almost kind of betrayed yourself, you know? Because you're saying one thing publicly, but it's against what you really feel. So you got your feelings all over the place. So it's going to be hard for people to make decisions that are going to be helpful to you and considerate of you if they don't know what you want. If you're dating someone else and you're publicly supporting your ex-wife dating someone else, then everyone's going to think you're cool with your ex-wife dating someone else. You know what I mean? So you can't publicly support someone, but then privately be sabotaging them. And I know it's hard because feelings are very confusing. The human heart, you know, it doesn't always speak to our brains. I know it's hard. I know it's confusing. Sometimes the person you want is a person you know that's not good for you. But I think the best thing to do in this situation is stop being confusing and be more honest and more upfront. And if that means pulling away and being less involved with your ex-wife and their new partner who's your friend, or if that means confessing how you really feel, then be it. But you have to be honest, because if you're not honest, then how are people going to know how to help you? Jack says, why is guilty AF like this? Jack, we all have our things, okay? I can't judge because I wasn't there. Again, maybe this is the only thing that guilty AF has ever done questionably. We don't know. Kevin said, been there. I ended up feeling like poop and lost 3 friends. So Kevin, you could probably offer some good advice on this situation, because sorry you guys, I'm like playing with my light. Siobhan says, what are we calling the feminist version of hot dog stand? It's still a hot dog stand. They got burgers there too, Siobhan. It's good. Tacos? I don't know. Jack says taco stand. Yeah, there's other taco, churros, banh mi. I don't care what you like to eat, okay? Dumplings, bao, okay? I don't care. I really don't care what you like to eat. But whatever you do like to eat, there's another stand for it somewhere else, okay? So you don't need to keep going back to the same damn stands, especially when they're trying to close and not take your money anymore. Just go find another one. And you know what? You might like the other one better than the one you know. Randy says, okay, we've agreed on taco stand. All right, guilty AF. There's other taco stands out there. I know if you were already married once, there's a reason you got married. I get it. So the best thing to do is just to be honest about your feelings, because you cannot betray anybody if you are being honest at all times. Okay? So always be honest, always be open, always be upfront. That's my advice for guilty AF. Please write us back, guilty AF, and let us know what the update is, how that goes for you, if you do, write to, or write, not necessarily write, but speak to your ex-wife. Oh, right. All right, next one. We have quite a story. I'm bringing the mic closer so I can see well. Jack says, remind yourself of her bad habits. That would make sense because she's reliving the bad habits, but apparently they weren't bad enough because she didn't get spooked. She's trying to spook her friends with the same thing that didn't spook her. So, I mean, all right. Our next writer is also she. She says, hi, Anja. Hi. A couple years ago, I had an abusive, manipulative boyfriend. When I broke up with him, he completely trashed my apartment and destroyed all my personal belongings. My room was a disaster. Pissed on my mattress, cut up clothes everywhere, cat litter. It seriously depressed me for months. Recall I said he was manipulative. Before he trashed my place, I had broken up with him once before and told my friends I was done with him for good. For anyone who's been a victim of low self-esteem, then you know how abusive partners prey on this. He knew this about me and took full advantage. I ended up giving him an 83rd chance. We were together for over 3 years, and I did not tell my friends. As far as they knew, we were still broken up. Until the shit hit the fan, and they found out I wasn't being completely honest. Now, jammers. I didn't want to lie, but I felt I had to. I was embarrassed that I fell for his tricks again, so I didn't want to say anything. I hid him for a few months until I eventually dumped him for the final time. Cue applause clip. Okay, honey, I can play the applause clip for you. So you dumped him for the final time. Good job. She wrote cue applause clip in there. I'll play it for you, sweetie. Which is when he trashed my place. Now, fast forward a few months later, and I'm diving deeper and deeper into depression. I can't even look at my room without crying because the mess was unbearable. I'd sleep on my futon mattress in the living room floor and get dressed in the bathroom. Whenever I try to clean it, I'd have a major anxiety attack. I was at my wit's end. One day, a friend came over and she was using my laptop. Yeah, sounds like this dude is garbage. All right. One day, a friend came over and she was using my laptop. She went to use the bathroom and I discovered she left a chat open for Facebook, or Facebook opened it, with another mutual friend. I happened to see my name, so I read a bit. Turns out they were talking about how they felt bad for me, but at the same time they didn't. They were calling me dishonest, and normally they'd want to help, but I basically deserved having my place trashed because I went back to him. One message read, I'd want to hire a cleaner for her to help with the room, but at the same time I don't because she brought it on herself. Not gonna lie, jammers, it kind of stung to read that. I felt betrayed. To my face, they were being super supportive, but in a private chat, they were ripping me to shreds. What do I do? Signed, adding salt to the wound. All right, Miss Salt. First thing I want to say is I'm sorry that you went through this sort of destruction and abuse that you went through. That's horrible, and no one deserves that. Now, it sounds like you knew things were bad, but you didn't tell your friends. And you did lie to them. Now, the best thing for them to do is to be supportive in that situation, because, they don't need to kick you when you're down. But, what do you do? It feels like in this situation, you've kind of lost everything. Like the partner is gone because he sounds like a bag of garbage, like flaming hot garbage. That's trash on the highest level. And then you've also isolated yourself from your friends, which is not unusual for abusers to do, because then you're more likely to go back to them. Now, I don't agree that your friends should have cut you off or whatever, but I can understand them feeling like, what do they do at that point? Because I'm assuming the reason that you didn't tell them you got back together is probably because they told you not to do that. So I don't know in this situation exactly what to recommend. I think the best thing coming out of a situation like this for Miss Adding Salt to the Wound is to focus on yourself, because externally your ex-boyfriend is hurting you, your friends are hurting you, and you feel isolated. But if you can rely on yourself and feel confident and stable in yourself, and that's the most important thing, and if you are the most important person to yourself, then things and comments like that can't hurt you as much. And I know it's much easier to say love yourself than it is to actually actively love yourself. It's a verb that you commit to every single day. And I can just imagine that you feel betrayed on all sides. But if you can take care of yourself first, love yourself first, because you can't control other people's reactions to things that are happening to you, then, I'd love to give you a big hug. But at the same time, your friends sound like they're at their wits' end, and I don't think I don't agree with them saying you deserve to have your place trashed. But at that point, they're probably not sure how to help you because you're not taking their advice. All right, let's see what the people say. Kevin says, manipulators can take over lives. Never feel shame. You are not wrong. Any chance you can move, you may also need to find a different friend group. Yeah, I would recommend moving because these jerks always show up back. And then it's up to you to decide if the relationship is important to you enough to you to save that relationship with your friends, or if you want to find another friend group. Master Cam says, what they have said is garbage, but their actions do indicate that they're still there because they care about you. Master Cam says, if you think their friendship is worth it, and they've usually proven to be solid or loyal. Give them the benefit of the doubt. Maybe they're experiencing some form of caregiver burnout. And Justin says, it's hard when people see the people they love get hurt. Master Cam says, I don't know how to deal with or express that or venting. Maybe talking to them will be healing all around. Yeah, I think if you decide that your friends are people that you want in your life and otherwise they have been there for you, then actions speak louder than words. And maybe they haven't expressed their feelings because they don't want to hurt you. And they need to vent themselves about the situation, but they don't want to bring that on you because you've done too much. And I mean, it's not necessarily good to have gone behind your back to do so. But I could understand kind of the reasoning that someone would think that was the thing to do. But I think the most important thing to do is air it all out if these are people you want in your life. Kelsey says, cleaning that room might feel really scary and induce a lot of anxiety, but it will also represent a fresh start in an environment you can control. It might be a small action that can help you start moving forward. I think so too. I think if you take the time to clean and decorate your space in a way that reflects you and your personality, hopefully you can feel safe again and feel ownership again of your space and know that this place doesn't belong to this person and this place doesn't belong to those memories. And if you don't think you can do that in your current apartment, then maybe it's time to move. Maybe ask those friends if they'll help you move. I mean, they said they wouldn't help in the private chat, but they might surprise you with their actions. Carla says, I would talk to your friends. You don't have to say you saw the conversation. Just say you are having a feeling they're not sharing their true feelings. Share your feelings too. Honesty can help save Honesty can help save friendships and help them grow. I agree. I think Carla's got some good wisdom there. Master Cam says, only you can decide whether you think they're worth that. You are well within to enforce your boundaries. Exactly. I think what I've learned, what you should learn from this, or what I've learned from reading this from you, is that you've got outside people that are hurting you. And it's really important that you look to yourself for your own happiness, because as much as we trust other people and we let them in, if we give them too much power over our happiness, then it's too easy for our happiness to be taken away from us. So you decide who's important and who you want in your life. You decide who you want in your circle. You decide if this relationship is worth saving or not. You decide. It's up to you. And you have to trust yourself and trust your instincts. Kelsey says, maybe your pals could help you with the cleaning and you can let them support. You can let them help in a supportive and tangible way too. Blaze says, I'd head them both. Just kidding. Yeah, I feel like the jammers have a lot of really great advice. I hope you're listening, adding salt to the wound. And honestly, I hope that you come out of this with some insight and that things get better. I think things will get better for you. Where you are is not where you'll stay forever. There's happier outlooks. Whether it's with these friends or other friends, you do deserve love and support, and you do deserve a happy, healthy relationship. You deserve a space that you feel safe in. And I think it's up to you to decide what that looks like. Thank you for writing in, adding salt to the wound. I wish you all of the best. Siobhan says, manners. Yeah, teach him. Yeah. I don't think your friends necessarily have to go to the ninth circle of hell, but you definitely need to talk to them. All right. Next question. All right. Our next writer is she, her. And she says, what makes a person beautiful? I mean, actually, I know it may be so cliche or vague, but honestly, what does it? I've been told all my life I have this amazing personality, and not to be arrogant, but I'm not a complete mess to look at. I guess I just want to figure out how to be beautiful. Signed, The Beholder. That's a beautiful sign off, The Beholder. And I think you're almost there. You signed yourself off as the beholder, and they say that beauty is in the eye of the beholder. You are this close. I think what makes someone beautiful is a level, something that goes from just aesthetically pleasing or good looking to beautiful is a level of comfort and ease and grace. So it's not something that's just looks, because there are people with symmetrical faces that fit the golden ratio or whatever, and we're not compelled to look at them. I think that there's a level of self-assurance and grace and ease and being comfortable in your own skin that is required to be beautiful, embracing yourself. I don't think someone can be beautiful and not be 100% themselves. I think when someone is embodying and living the entire essence of who they are, that is what makes them beautiful. I mean, obviously, personal grooming doesn't hurt, but I find that all of the grooming, all of the glitz and glam, all of the things that we do to our appearance, the ones that make the biggest difference are the ones that we like when we look in the mirror. So if you do things to your appearance that you like and you like the way you look, that's going to translate in the way that you move throughout the world. It's going to translate in the way that you interact with other people. It's going to translate in the way you carry yourself, the way you think about yourself, and the way you speak about yourself. And I think that shift, that embracing of who you are is what makes you beautiful. And I'm sure you do have a great personality, and I'm sure you're not a mess to look at. But I think that ease, that assurance, that is what's going to set you over the edge to being someone who is good looking, to someone who is absolutely irresistible. Kevin says, honesty and integrity are what I call beautiful. Beautiful. Kelsey finds beauty in authenticity, honesty, and truthfulness. I like both of your comments, Kevin and Kelsey. What about the rest of you guys? What do you think is beautiful? What makes someone beautiful? I don't know if I agree with like the One Direction song. You know, you don't know you're beautiful. That's what makes you beautiful. I think it's like very much the opposite. I think that ease and knowing yourself is what makes someone beautiful. But y'all tell me. It's your show too. I know, I'm double fisting you guys. I got wine in one, and I've got coconut water. I love coconut water, you guys. I love it. I love it. I love it. Is coconut a fruit? I don't mean to start cucumber gate all over again, but is coconut a fruit? I'm just curious. Let me know in the comments if you're there, okay? All right. Next question comes from she, her. Sorry. Ugh. She says, not too much of a question. I hope you are doing as okay as you can be. What are your favorite methods of self-care and self-love? Signed, Loving Myself. Loving yourself, loving myself. I'm doing as okay as I can be. Not much has changed for me. As much as the world is on fire, my world is always a little bit on fire anyway. So I like to think I'm coping pretty well. My favorite methods of self-care and self-love. I definitely advocate for taking time out of every week, if you can't, do every couple of days, to take care of yourself, to love on yourself, whether that's physically through things that feel good. That could be a variety of things. Interpret that as you will. Or a bath, or doing your hair. Today I did my nails. This is like this is the hand that I write with. So like this is the better hand, but these are my natural nails. I just painted them with gel polish. So I did that today and that was nice. I love to do skincare. I especially love to exfoliate, like or take a bath and rub lotions. I love scented lotions. I love aromatic diffusers, so I like my essential oils, and to put that on and just lay down and put on ocean sounds or something and fantasize about being somewhere peaceful like an ocean or the forest or anything like that and just meditate. I love meditation. I love yoga. I especially love hot yoga, but due to coronavirus, there will be no hot yoga for me for a while. So I just put on sweatpants and then try to do yoga and pretend it's hot. It's really not the same, but I still try. And yeah, taking care of yourself doesn't always have to be doing your nails or plucking your eyebrows. It can be, you know, making yourself a healthy meal and listening to your favorite song. It can be waking up a few minutes earlier so that you can have a cup of tea and walk around the room or call someone that you love or write in your journal. I love journaling. I've been a journaler my whole life. There's a lot of things you can do. I think the key to self-care and self-love is doing something that is exclusively and only for your enjoyment without other people's opinions or needs being considered. Of course, we always want to be considerate of other people, but sometimes we have to, in order to give to other people, what was that saying? You can't pour from an empty glass. So in order to have things to give to other people, we have to give to ourselves sometimes and take care of ourselves. And I hope that helps loving myself. I hope that you do something for yourself this week, even if it's doing a face mask while you watch Pyjama Party or just sitting and stretching or anything that you enjoy. And that's what's important. It's something that you like to do. All right, let's see. We have a bunch of comments here. Blaze says beauty is how a person treats others regardless of race, age, stature, etc. Yes, that is absolutely the essence of grace. Siobhan says, it's not a veggie. Is it a nut like peanut? I don't know. I'm about to Google it. Okay, Google. Is coconut a fruit?
On the website lock.gov, they say, however, when using loose definitions, the coconut can be all three, a fruit, a nut, and a seed. To find out more, look for the link in your Google Home or Google Assistant app.
Did y'all hear that? Google said a coconut is a fruit, a nut, and a seed. All right. It's about to be coconut gate in here. Carla says confidence shown through the ease of being self-content. I knew I should have done my vocal exercises today. I skipped them and now I can't speak. Carla says self-contentedness, honesty. That is what makes beauty. Carla says coconut is a nut. Yes, it is, but it's also a fruit and a seed. I'm not a dirty mind, honey. I'm just a human. That's all. So, yes, a triple threat. Kelsey says, I've been doing macrame and making plant hangers as a form of self-care. It's really soothing, lol. I also love a bath, nice candles, tarot readings, and I've been spending a lot of time with my plants as self-care too. Those are all wonderful ideas, Kelsey. I also like tarot readings, but I like to read I don't read tarot. I get my tarot read, and I love it. It's so much fun. We stand a gal who can do it all. Yes, we do. Jammers! Y'all are out of control. Y'all, come on now. Get it together. We have more questions. We are not even done for today, okay? Just hang in there. Jeez Louise. So, this next writer is a him. And he wants to ask Anja. This one is for all the alcoholics in the first circle of hell. Wait a second. I need to know. Hold on a second. Kelsey, as a, I don't think the first circle is where they put the alcoholics. I thought that was for moderates, but hold on a second. Hold on. Can someone find out if the alcoholics go to the first circle of hell? I gotta keep reading this question. I gotta stay focused today. As a man, this is back to the question. As a man, I have compared drinking to manhood, idolizing other heavy drinkers like soldiers and gangsters in media. Do you or your fans have any suggestions or tips to break this toxic mentality? Signed, The Pirate. Is this a reference to like Jack Sparrow, who like loves rum and like drinks rum all the time? By the way, Kelsey's pulling out her copy of the Divine Comedy because we need to know if the alcoholics are in the first circle, because I feel like the first circle is for like those people that never like decided what they wanted to do with their themselves and never picked a side, but we'll find out. Kelsey will get the answer and she'll be back. As for the question, first problematic thing that you've said here, Mr. Pirate, Jack Sparrow. Drinking is not manhood. Manhood, masculinity, joyous masculinity is being considerate, giving, protective, nurturing, taking care of others. That's manhood, not drinking. And if you want to either idolize other heavy drinkers like soldiers and gangsters in media, you need to think about, is that the kind of man that you want to be? People that kill people. And make questionable moral decisions. I'm just saying the flames. Not saying the flames, but I'm just saying okay. Now, tips to break the toxic mentality. I think there's two separate things going on here. The idolization of the soldiers and gangsters, and then also, you know, drinking as tied to manhood. I think those are two separate issues. They're linked, but they're two different things. Wait a second. I'm sorry, Pirate. Kelsey's back. Kelsey says, or Carla says, first is limbo for those who did not know about Christ. And Kelsey says that seems to make the most sense as alcoholics. Alcoholics would be with gluttons in the third circle of hell. Yes, that is correct. So the gluttons, those who are not familiar, the gluttons are those who drink a lot. They indulge in too much food. Usually they also like sex. They like physical pleasures like food, liquor, sex. I don't know what else is there. But the gluttons, they like it and they like it too much. So third circle. So you actually, unfortunately, Pirate, you're a little lower down. You're closer to the ninth than you thought. They are sunk in fetid mud and pelted by hail, rain, and snow. That does not sound fun. All right, so now that we've gotten our historical literature context, I'm trying to think of suggestions. Now, I don't know that much about alcoholism as aside from it being an addiction just like anything else. And usually when someone is relying on a substance a lot, it's because there's something else that they are looking for or they're trying to get away from. So bringing that back to your idolization of gangsters and soldiers, you need to find what it is in your life that you are looking for or trying to get away from that you see in soldiers and gangsters and alcohol, and looking at that and within the lens of what am I looking for or what am I trying to get away from, find the answer to that, and then find that thing, whatever it is that you're looking for, power or escapism. I don't know what it is for you because, I only know what you've told me. And you might need to find that somewhere else. Now, I never recommend, replacing one addiction for another. So don't just, give up alcohol and then jump into something else to replace it, because that can be just as unhealthy if you start doing something else that's not, in your body's best interest. So I think getting to the root of the problem and what motivates you to idolize soldiers and gangsters and not idolize, but hold up drinking to where you want to be, unpack that, and then that will give you the tools that you need. And you might not be able to do that yourself. There are lots of resources out there for you to get assistance. I don't know any hotlines, but if anybody else in the crowd has any resources, please drop them here so that our pirate can explore this a little bit more. Kevin says, over drinking has nothing to do with being a man. Social drinking is fine in moderation for any gender. Alcoholism is an addiction and needs professional help. Exactly. So you might not be able to just break it yourself, especially depends how far it's gone. I don't know, but you might not be able to break it yourself. You might need professional help. And part of that is going to be unpacking why. Kelsey says, thank you for indulging my literary nerd nonsense. You guys let me know if you have any more tips for the pirate. And we're going to keep it moving because we have a few, and I say a few, but 2 more questions. Okay? Right. Our next writer. Quite a story. His pronouns are he, him. He says, when I was young and foolish, I fell for a guy from out of town who was in town for the summer. He was from out of town who was in town for the summer. From effing Newfoundland. And decided he was the one. We'd been talking for months before he arrived already. Benji's here. Hey, Benji. We just started a new story. Blah, 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 blah. We've been talking for a few months before he arrived already. So when he came to Toronto, I was pretty gutted when he started dating an ex of mine he'd also been talking to. I took it as a personal victory when their fling ended so that our true love could blossom in all its glory. My ex told me when he saw me, we had gotten together, that it was a bad idea. But I brushed it off because I was the winner. I had ultimate superiority over this asshole who had dumped me. Newfoundland and I had a great summer together. I would skip out on work early to go see him and eventually lost my virginity to him on a bathroom counter. Always right in the world, and I was convinced we would be together forever, even if he was flying back to St. John's at the end of August. Okay, sir. You've laid a lot on us in the first paragraph. Shout out Toronto. Shout out to this dude from Newfoundland who's had all the boys lined up and stuff for the summer in Toronto. I don't know about this true love blossoming in all of its glory, but let's keep going. Then one day, he left his phone on the table at McDick's. I, being the snoop I am, took a glance. He was texting my, and now also his ex, or should I say, sexting. I knew that D. But our ex wasn't the only one. This effing piece of trash had been cheating on me with at least 4 other guys the entire summer, and I had laughed at my ex for losing him and mocked him that just because he couldn't keep his attention didn't mean I could. I pretended I didn't know what was up and confronted my ex because obviously this was his fault. And we both mutually agreed to show up at the same time and cuss this guy out and dump him for good. God hath no fury like gays scorned who still lust for each other. So we did it and made Newfoundland cry in the street, begging us both to forgive him. I like the team up. I'm a big fan of the team up. Let's put some applause. Every time I want to put applause, it kind of... Applause. We like, yes. We like the team up. It would have been, the only thing that could be possibly better than this is if you got all of the 4 other guys involved too. Benji says, why date someone with a fixed term on their relationship? I think maybe our writer thought, Benji, that true love would conquer all. So even though he was only in Toronto for the summer, they're still in the same country. So maybe he thought they would fly back and forth if it was true love. Jack is like, I need to get the true show girl emojis in here because we need this one. All right. Oh, do I have it on my cup? That's the face, Jack. All right. So they teamed up and they made him cry. Oh, Benji, be nice. Be kind. We all make mistakes. We've all been there or somewhere similar. So, writer says, naturally, I caved 2 days later and went to bid him farewell before he went back to Newfoundland to smooth things over. I got off the bus a bit early and saw him walking hand in hand with my ex through the park. I didn't even bother wasting my time and got right back on the bus and texted him I was stuck at work. Did I mention that this fuck-ass was all the way in Mississauga? Do you know how long it takes to commute via TTC from Scarborough to Mississauga? I do. Oh no. So you really, I'm sorry. I don't mean to laugh at you. I'm so sorry, writer. You rode the bus all the way from Scarborough to Mississauga so that you could bid your lover farewell before you went to Newfoundland because you felt bad because you yelled at him and made him cry at the street. But I'll be damned. There he was with the axe. You got played. I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. This is a painful story. I'm sorry. These people need to go. This is a double betrayal. They both need to go to the 9th circle of hell. All right, let's continue the story. I listened to Leave the Pieces by the Wreckers and cried the entire way home. Oh my God. Oh, I'm so sorry. In hindsight, I definitely deserved every bit of the outcome I got. A month after this all happened, the ex and I wound up hooking up again in a friend's bed when we thought he wasn't looking. And he was, which proves I truly learned squat from this mess. Good observation, Jack. We all have to learn somehow, and experience is not always a gentle teacher. But happy ending. The ex and the writer hooked back up again. I don't know why they thought they could hook up in someone's bed and the person wouldn't be looking, but to each their own, jammers. So this proves I truly learned squat from this mess. Newfoundland and I also continued to talk on MSN for months because he was the one, in caps, and I lost my virginity to him and I was invested, okay? And at one point, this fool got on webcam, got on one knee and proposed to me. There's a lot of plot twists in this story, you guys. I said no. Maybe I did learn something after all. Good job. Good job. Literally 5 years after this all happened, I was still finding out from random gays that they too had hooked up with this small dick, horse face out-of-towner that summer. I truly don't know what it was about him that allowed him to flourish so much. Ugh. Signed, the gays of our lives. You know, Benji, at this point, due to coronavirus, webcam proposals might be the only proposals we get. But, whew, that was a story, gays of our lives. Thank you for writing into Pyjama Party. I like your candid demeanor. Maybe you did learn something because at least you didn't accept the proposal. Now, you asked, What was it about this, small D horse-faced out-of-towner that allowed him to prosper so much in Toronto? And earlier we were talking about what makes beauty. He had confidence. You know how much confidence you have to have in order to date 6 gay dudes from Toronto that know each other? That's confidence. So clearly he was oozing in the confidence, and it worked out for him. And honestly, I applaud him for that. I mean, I don't applaud him for the games that he played. But I applaud him for the confidence, because that takes a lot of confidence. I'm sorry that you went through, crying on the TTC. I've been there, and yeah, definitely is a low point. So I applaud you. I hope you're doing better now. I hope you found someone that actually loves you and doesn't cheat on you with your exes and 4 other dudes. And I hope that you don't have to take the TTC to go visit them and find out that they're still cheating on you. If I had that kind of power, all right, you guys. Crushing it. Honestly, I can't crush this. I wish I could. Last question of the night. Are you still there, jammers? Let me know if you're ready for that last question. Pronouns are he, him. So, some backstory here is necessary. Two summers ago, I fell in love with this boy. He made me feel things I thought were only possible in the movies. And we went on romantic dates, like walking through the park after dark and kissing under the stars on a log in the forest. Oh my God. Okay, see, the romantic in me is like, ooh, I like that. Okay. It was very Taylor Swift and pure. Nothing even sexual, which can be super rare. Wholesome. He went away in the fall for school, and we stayed in touch. Me pining away from him the whole time, even while dating and sleeping with other guys. Yes, romance. Adorable. The next summer, he was back working at his parents' business, and we were still talking. So I invited him to a party at a friend's house. Someone who I had hooked up with earlier in the year, actually. It was a great night. It was a pool party, so we were all splashing around and fooling around the pool. That night, we wound up in bed together at the friend's house for the first time, and it was mind-blowing. Nothing like a year of build-up to really get you there. I was confident that it was the start of us cementing something that would last. This is freaking adorable. I love the start of this story. I'm like blushing and gushing, but the fact that you sent this in for Ninth Circle of Hell doesn't really bode well for how this story is going to end. But I'm just going to savor this moment. Jack says, don't get too invested. What episode is this? This is the Ninth Circle of Hell, okay? So let's temper our expectations. Oh. I had to sneak out early the next morning to get to work and kept talking to my guy for the next few weeks until he went back to school. But nothing ever came of it. At a party in the fall, I casually mentioned to a guy I had started dating that he'd wish me a happy birthday. And my new boyfriend asked me, why would I still be talking to someone so gross? I was confused about what he meant until he explained to me what had happened. He had been at the party too. We had made out a bit in the pool at one point too. After I left, he, the guy I was hopelessly in love with, found his way over to the guy's house, whose house it was, who I'd hooked up with earlier in the year. Okay, hold on a second. Y'all do not make me pull out the notepad, okay? So there is our writer, the guy he's in love with, and the person whose house it was. So after our writer leaves, Taylor Swift's song Material Dude goes over to the host of the party. and the two of them slept together. Which my current boyfriend found out about when my old hookup bragged to him about it, about how it had only taken him one night to get what it had taken me a year to. I should point out that everyone, and they wrote it out like this, knew I was in love with this guy too. So it's not like my hookup had no idea. I had cried to him about it before. My boyfriend saw my face when he was telling me this story and reassured me, though. While they were hooking up again, in the shower, he had stolen both the guys' wallets and cut up their licenses, credit cards, and hidden the wallets themselves under random pieces of furniture before he let himself out. Turns out he was the love of my life all along. Who would have guessed? Signed, Sloppy Joes. That is not the plot twist I was expecting for this story. Woo! I don't even know what to say, you guys. I don't know what to say. I don't know who at this point is descending to hell. Because everybody seems to be betraying everybody except for our writer. Our writer is the innocent one here. But yes, I stand by that statement that Benji made. Messiness. Kelsey says, my jaw is literally on the floor. I am blown away. I am flabbergasted. This story has all of the elements that I asked for. Thank you for writing in, Sloppy Joe. I want to know if you can give us an update. Are you still with that young man who cut up the licenses to avenge your love? Because that's the one that was defending your honor the entire time. Kevin says, why is there so much sleeping around in vitriol? I guess I'm old school. Kevin, the episode is called The Ninth Circle of Hell. It's not called The Pearly Gates of Heaven. It's called The Ninth Circle. That's the bottom, the lowest point. The bottom of hell, where Judas and Lucifer are. The lowest point. So bypass all the other sinners to the worst ones. That's where we are right now. The ninth circle. That's why there's flames. That's why there's so much sleeping around in vitriol and betrayal and lies and fake friends. But we won't always have this energy. But today, we are swimming in the mud with the worst of them. But thank you for that story, Sloppy Joes. That's that energy. Woo! Kelsey's laughing so hard. That's what I'm here to do. I'm here to make you laugh a little bit on Pyjama Party. Woo! Well. That was a great story. I don't think you need any advice from us, Sloppy Joes. You seem to have the whole situation locked down and handled, and I'm proud of you. That was a wild story. That was good storytelling. I did like how you set us up. You set the scene for happiness, and then you introduced conflict, and you brought us to the ultimate climax. I think it was a great ride. So, that being said, that's the last story of the night. We had a long episode tonight because I wasn't expecting that many stories from you guys, and I'm really happy that I've gotten all of these stories. Remember, we have another episode that's going to be happening on Thursday at 8 p.m. So I'm going to post the secret inbox, and you guys got to fill it right back up with more questions. It's going to be a regular and therefore still fabulous episode of Pyjama Party. So you can ask me questions about anything. Once again, there will be no theme. So ask me questions about your life, my life, romance, cosplay, burlesque, performing, life in general, philosophy. I don't know. Anything that you think I might have the answer to, feel free to ask me. Let me know if you want to play more games, and I will organize some more games for us. I think it was pretty fun. We only had a few people at the beginning, but I think it was a fun way to get started. So make sure, those of you who missed the game, make sure you're here on Thursday for 8 p.m. so I can play a game with you guys. And I think that's going to be everything for today. I thank you once again for watching and for participating. Without you guys, the show cannot exist. So thank you so much for showing up here week after week and hanging out with me and laughing together and letting me tell your stories. I mean, I think we're building a little bit of community here that's really fun. All I want to do is to make you laugh, make you smile, have a good time, and forget about how stressful the rest of the world is for a long hour, maybe an hour and a half today. And I'll see you guys on Thursday. Remember to follow me on all of my socials. Thank you for the YouTube subscribers that are coming in. I appreciate that a lot. Make sure you stream the True Pride Pop playlist on Spotify if you have it, or go listen to my EP wherever you stream your music. Spotify, Google Play, YouTube, Apple Music, any of them, Deezer. I'm on pretty much all of them. So go look up True Showgirl, stream my EP, have a dance party in your underwear. And I look forward to seeing you again on Thursday at 8 p.m. Bye. I love you too.